to the 10 by 10. Get ready for the show. Howdy, folks, and welcome to the January 2021 edition of the 10 by 10 Variety Night, brought to you by the Main Theater in Old Town Newhall, California. Still coming at you the first Thursday of every month, and in these times of social distancing, still virtual. I'm Squeezebox Sam, one member of the music-making outfit Grit, and we've been the 2020 season house band for 10 by 10. We thank you for having us, and we're returning for the 2021 season, so we thank you for having us again. I'm out getting my 10,000 steps in as per my New Year's resolutions. Got my mask handy in case I have any unplanned encounters with humanity. And we're going to make some music for you. You may recall that the past couple months I've been on my lonesome, but we're going to get the whole band in here to perform a new song for you about new beginnings called I Saw a Man. Get on in here, Grit.
One and a two and a three and a four and a
One and a two and a... I saw a man on the road today. Well, he was well scrubbed down to a rotted, and I was coming from, well, the field of thee to tell you the crop was showing great promise. And here you are with your things in a bag, looking as if to leave. For the first time in 4 seasons, there's brightness in the dawn. Come this time a year from now, these hard times they'll have fun. It's too bad you won't be here to read. Well, what we've sown, he looked as if he didn't belong, wearing Sunday best, but no sermon to sing. And as I near our little home, I could see you on the porch, as if you was waiting, trusted packed as if we know, but surprised that it was me. For the first time in 4 seasons, there's brightness in the dawn. Come this time a year from now, these hard times they'll have flown. It's too bad, well, you won't be here to read. Well, what we've sown, rotates in troubled mind. I picked a bird spot you and he will share. Your richness will be planted below when golden grain does show. Come this time a year from now when grazing sheaves its sides, you can rest so peacefully knowing you ease our hard times. It's too bad you won't be here to read well what you've sown. Take me down the road. Thank you, Chris. Much obliged, folks. Looks like there's some time for some squeeze box trivia. And since we're in that mode of New Year's resolutions, remember that there is a superstition about eating chickens and turkeys while you're trying to get your new year in order. Since chickens and turkeys scratch in the dirt, there is a fear that if you consume them, you may find yourself scratching in the dirt. Take that as you will. Happy New Year. Welcome to the 10 by 10 Variety Night, January edition, 2021. Get ready for the first act.
Hopping out of bed and I walk into the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition, yawn and stretch, connect to the Wi-Fi. Dip in the shower cause no one's gonna smell me, gotta wake up and fix these Excel sheets. Folks like me work from home from 9 to 5. At home 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. I don't need to drive, barely bathing and no shaving. I should put on pants, no one's ever gonna see them. Sometimes I think it's maybe too much freedom. 9 to 5, interrupted by the postman, and you bet that I still deserve that fat promotion. Want to get work done, but my pets won't seem to let me. Sometimes I swear this cat is out to get me. Getting my room before I take these meetings, going on Zoom to shatter glass ceilings. We've got dreams of going out to play, but we're in the same house with our kids and husbands every single day. One of them will walk, and if we stay at home, this is all gonna go away. At home 9 to 5, every day I'm getting fatter. All day stuck on Zoom, and I'm eating pancake batter. I should put on pants, no one's ever gonna see them. Sometimes I think it's maybe too much freedom. 9 to 5, interrupted by the postman, and you bet that I still deserve a fat promotion. Want to
My brother and I grew up in New York City, first generation in the United States. Our parents were from Jamaica and spoke English, although with very heavy accents, according to my friends. I couldn't hear the accent myself. Anyway, I didn't have to translate for my parents, as some of my immigrant friends did for theirs. But the few assignments I was given, I was a brat and I resented it. I had memorized my father's social security number before I even had one of my own. And he showed me how to fill out his city income tax form. Now, what other 11-year-old has to do that? And there was a time that mommy took me and my brother shopping to help her pick out her bedroom furniture, her new bedroom suite. I mean, what did we know? But I'll tell you, we kids grilled the furniture salesman at S. Klein on why this set costs more or that set didn't come with the mirror. I'm sure he had to summon up all of his training, not to mention tact, to explain wood veneers to a couple of Negro decision makers aged 10 and 8. Oh, by the way, this was the 1960s. Now, one of my biggest jobs was writing and addressing mommy's greeting cards, birthday cards, weddings, and especially Christmas and New Year's. So in December, we'd hit Bloomstein's department store on 125th Street and rummage through the sale bins of 25 and 52 a box greeting cards, while I looked for the Courier and Ives type prints with the snow-dusted New England streets and genteel characters in horse-drawn sleighs. Oh, you haven't seen that? Let me show you a sample. There you go. I was just too fancy. Anyway, mommy preferred the red-nosed reindeer with the let's see, the snowmen with the broomsticks for arms. But we compromised. My cards for the adults, her choices for the kids. But wait, there's more. We went to the bank, and I mean actually into the bank, to a teller window, agonizingly standing in line for like 30 minutes or more just to exchange bills. We would give up a crumpled $20 bill in exchange for brand new, unblemished $1 bills straight from the treasury. Crispy dollars, mommy called them. I mean, she loved it to put a gift of a crispy dollar in the card, usually wrapped in a new piece of aluminum foil. That was mommy's thing. Everyone in my immediate family knew it. Now, I had moved to California 17 years before she passed away from lymphoma in 1995, and I tried to carry on the tradition afterwards. It made me feel good for a while to send my auntie, my daddy, my brother a crispy dollar bill in a card for any occasion. But I forgot about it after a while. Now, by the time my father was diagnosed with cancer, and this was like 18 years after my mom passed, I've been through quite a few ups and downs in my own life. I had just made arrangements for a housemate, Steve. Now, we volunteered together for a Pasadena based nonprofit organization, and the timing was perfect because I was free to leave for New York City to be with Daddy, however long it took him to be cured, because I knew he would be cured. So Steve came home one day loaded with groceries and the 12-pack rolls of paper towels and toilet paper that he favored from Target. After putting everything away, he handed me a $1 bill. So, what's this? I asked him. I don't know, he replied. I was in the store and a voice just told me to give her a crispy one. Huh. Now, it was a pretty new unblemished $1 bill. But I had never told Steve about my mom's thing with the crispy bills. He was channeling mommy. And I didn't doubt it because Steve had told me about many other unexplainable things that had happened to him throughout his life. And so I was convinced that mommy had sent me this gift. Now, I was able to be with Daddy in New York following his diagnosis, through the chemotherapy, and through his decision to stop treatment. I was in the next room when he passed away overnight in April 2013. I couldn't bear to leave the rest of my little family, so I lingered in New York. And when I returned to California after about 8 months, I was distraught and I was drained. And although I hadn't identified it as such and hadn't been diagnosed, I was clinically depressed. I mean, sure, I made it to my home office most days and hung in there from 9 to 5, but I started slipping, in so many other areas. For example, for some reason, I hated going to the mailbox. And I don't mean driving down to the post office. I mean to the mailbox right in front of my house. Sometimes I'd wait a week, even 2. And then I'd just take a shopping bag and just shovel all the stupid junk mail into the bag. Sometimes, but not always, I'd sort out the bills before plopping the shopping bag into a closet. Then 2 weeks later, repeat. I gotta tell you, the water company, they hung cutoff notices on my doorknob more than once. Luckily, though, I managed to take care of them in time. Anyway, one day I pulled out from the mail these 2 $1 bills taped together. And "We Heart You" was written in ink across the bills. You know how people do. They draw in the heart symbol, "We heart you." It's like, oh, please. Was this some new marketing ploy? Would there be a follow-up note in a couple of days from a real estate agent just dying to get my listing? I didn't know. So I just, tossed the thing on my desk. It was visible out of the corner of my eye, but out of the way. But the handwriting of the bills did look familiar. Steve? I mean, I hadn't seen him in maybe a year. So I texted, "Did you put something in my mailbox?" Now he called. He called me right back. "Have you been out of town or something?" "No, I just don't go to the mailbox often." "Yeah, it was a couple of $1 bills." "Yeah, that was me." And then I noticed that they were pretty new, unblemished $1 bills. And the "we" in "We Heart You," that was my mommy and daddy. Steve was again recognizing the gift that I had forgotten. Like many of us, it took me a while to understand that things I felt were such big impositions as a child were actually lessons and gifts that my parents were offering. The crispy dollar was mommy's thing. I mean, it's a gift that says, "I have confidence in you. I believe in you. I have faith in you." And it's something that I can certainly keep giving. In fact, here's a crispy one for you. I'm Ashton Cynthia Clark, and my story was "Give Her a Crispy One."
Yes. Good to see you guys. Good to be here. You guys, I was recognized recently, actually, and I was kind of flattered. I've done some small television stuff here and there, and this cute girl came up to me at a bar, and it was kind of flattering. She goes, "Hey, weren't you my Uber driver?" It's like, yes, thank you. Giving credit where credit is due. I am half Italian and half Polish. Yes, which basically means I can get the ladies, I just don't know what to do with them. Yeah, the Italian side's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Polish side's like, let's polka. Dugga 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 dun 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 dun. Chicken dancing for you people, chicken dancing. But the Italian side is my dad. His last name is Vinci. Frank is his first name. And Frank was the classic Italian, very confident Italian. I'll tell you how confident he was. You know when you're moving and you pack the moving boxes and the lids are intertwined so they say shut without any tape on them? My dad thinks he invented this. He's like, "Hey, Scott, hand me that box over there and put the Frankie lock on it, huh?" "Sure thing, Dad." Oh, you guys, I was watching some videos on YouTube as to what attracts females to males, and I found out some science. I don't know if you guys know this, but women are attracted to men with facial hair. So I thought, yes, I'm on the right track. I'm going to continue to grow out my unibrow. So I think in about a month I'll have the Bert from Sesame Street. And in 2 months, the Frida Kahlo. So both tremendous artists, by the way. I grew up Catholic. I was raised Catholic, and my last girlfriend was Catholic, actually. Yeah, thank you. She was hardcore Catholic, like really hardcore. Like I would go over to her house. She had stained glass windows on her Prius. So, yeah. And she broke up with me, which I was okay with, but I had to ask her. I said, "What was the deal breaker? Why'd you break up?" She said, "Well, I just didn't feel comfortable in our relationship." And I was like, "Sister Mary Ignatius, what did you not feel comfortable with?" See, my Catholic friends love that joke. All my Jewish friends are like, "Did he date his sister? That's weird. It's really weird." By the way, any of my Jewish friends in the house tonight? There you go. I love my Jewish peeps. I have a quick question. You guys, why are most Jewish holidays named after... They sound like a 1950s doo-wop song, don't they? It's like Rosh Hashanah, Shana, na, 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 Yom Kippur, Shana, na, 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 call your mother, Shana, na, na. Okay. You get the idea. What else is happening? So I grew up Catholic. We had a priest, you guys, that smoked cigarettes, and yeah, I didn't think it was that weird at the time. But what was really weird was he did it during Mass. So he was like, "Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah." You guys, I like to go shopping. Anybody else like to go shopping? Yes, I like to go to flea markets because I like to buy and collect old records. Yes, some of my favorite records are dental. Because teeth tell a story, huh? Whose were they? Where did they come from? Will they fit in my mouth? Those are the questions. I want answers. I went to Ross too, by the way. I like shopping at Ross, but why is it Ross always looks like it's just been robbed? Yeah, like the door's open. I'm like, somebody call the cops. This is in progress right now. I went to IKEA 2 days ago, and I just got out today. What's it with that place, huh? It's like a maze for humans. I was about 30 minutes in, and I realized, I left my wallet in my car. I don't know how to get out now. I'm just going to have to shoplift. I got out by pure luck, though. I was lifting a lamp to do a price check, and the light was shining to a map on the ground. I felt like Nicolas Cage in that movie National Treasure. I was like, there it is. There's the map to the Declaration of Independence. And to the loading dock where we can pick up our Florgendassen Florgendorken couch. Let's go. Come on. You know, it's really IKEA. It's not the shopping that takes a long time. It's the lines. Like I was there was a woman behind me. She had a bookcase in a box. By the time we got to the register, she had constructed it. So it's like, wow, she's really good with the wrench. I'm going to visit my brother in Texas, and I'm flying Spirit Airlines. Anybody else fly Spirit? A couple of cheapskates in the crowd, like me, right there. Quick lesson I learned with Spirit, you guys. Never fly an airline named after what you could be when the plane crashes. That's all I'm saying. But I'm going to visit my brother. Can't wait to see him. By the way, he got me a Fitbit for my birthday. And here's the thing about the Fitbit. I checked mine before I got up here. It said I had passed away. So I don't think it's working correctly. Let's move on to the guitar portion of the show. It's a two-parter. All right, you guys. I'm going to do a quick impression for you. This is my impression of Paul McCartney, a little sad and depressed. Here we go. Paul McCartney, sad and depressed. Yesterday sucked. Thank you. So quick, so personal, so warm. Here's one that described my last date. Here we go. Guess it's true, I've been a little cheap lately. Heard your credit score was 850. This dinner didn't go as planned. Left my wallet at home on my nightstand. Oh, won't you pay for me? I'm gonna need 83. Just filed for bankruptcy, and now I can't afford sushi. Thank you so much. It's a quick one. I've got a gift card to Applebee's and another one for Cheesecake Factory, and whenever I want to, all I have to do is redeem. Redeem. Thank you. Too kind. I know I must have the flu. And now I gave it to you. And you flew. Okay, thank you. All right, you guys, here's a quick one. I wrote this song a long time ago. It's one of the first songs I ever wrote, and I still play it because people still request it. So, well, here, I'll let you hear it. This is the first song I ever wrote. I was 2. I was young. It was a long time ago. I'm surprised I still remember the lyrics, you know? All right, you guys, I will end with this one. Whenever I hear the song Wicked Game by Chris Isaac on the radio, you guys, to me, it sounded like he was falling asleep in the recording studio. See if you catch here what I mean. World was on fire, no one could save me but you. I never dreamed that I wish somebody like you. No hurt, no hurt, with you. Hey, thanks a lot. You've been a great crowd, you guys. Have a good night.
Hi guys, glad to be on 10 by 10. My name is JC Hike, and never played this show before. I used to play note by note, but have never been on 10 by 10. So it's an honor to be with you here today. I'm going to play you 2 songs. One's a ballad, one's a fast, fun song. So I'm going to start off with this ballad. I hope you like it. It's called In Love. If I told you that I loved you, would it be too much too soon? Or would you throw your arms around me? I got a hunch, but hope it's true. And I believe there's magic here unfolding. And I can see by the dimple in your smile telling me that you might be in love. In love. As I think about my future, I can see myself with you. And as you share your dreams and secrets, will you share forever too? And I believe there's magic here unfolding. And I can feel sparks of chemistry telling me that you might be in love. In love. But maybe you aren't quite ready to fully let your heart go. Think I'll take it slow and steady. Let these feelings grow and grow. And I believe there's magic here unfolding. And I can see the sparkle in your eyes telling me that you might be, telling me that you might be, telling me that you might be in love. In love. And that's called In Love. It's a brand new song. I haven't played it out before, so I hope you liked it. If you want to send me an email, it's jc@jchike.com. That's HYKE. And jchike.com is my website. I have songs also on iTunes if you want to check any of those out, with some great Nashville players on them, so enjoy those. This one's called Runnin' on Beer. I wrote this song called Runnin' on Beer with a guy named Dick Wells, who's a fantastic songwriter, good friend, and a great musician. So I'm going to go ahead and start this off here. And this is kind of a crazy song about what could possibly happen with biofuels. High price of fuel just ain't cool, so with Bubba's engineering degree, we're converting my truck. When we fire her up, she'll be a biofuel green machine. Working all night, getting her right. supper, get vitamins from beer. Reminds me of our college days. Hell, we did that for years. We were running on beer. We were running on beer. Pop another cold one. We'll go on another beer run. Stop at the donut shop. Top off the truck. 'Cause we're running on beer. Yeah, we're running on beer. It's all good when we running on beer. Well, Bubba went mad, scientifically mad, changed all the chemistry. Now the crazy old fool, banging his tools, did some bona fide wizardry. It's running on a brand new biofuel called barley pop. We should quit growing corn and start growing hops, 'cause it's running on beer. Our truck is running on beer. Pop another cold one. We'll go on another beer run. Stop at the liquor shop, top off the truck. 'Cause we're running on beer. Yeah, we're running on beer. It's all good when we running on beer. Officer, it ain't our fault. There's issues with this truck. It's running wild, steering itself. This bucket of bolts is drunk. 'Cause it's running on beer. Our truck is running on beer. Pop another cold one. We'll go on another beer run. Stop at the liquor shop, top off the truck. 'Cause we're running on beer. Yeah, we're running on beer. It's all good when we running on beer. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm JC Hike. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you next time on 10 by 10. Thanks a lot.
home with Judith. I'm often alone at home with my cats, so I want to give you guys some tips for during this quarantine time. Now, my favorite go-to when I'm alone by myself at home is the cucumber. You can do a lot when you're at home by yourself with a cucumber. Like you can make a juice or you can make a dip. But my favorite thing to do when I'm alone at home with a cucumber is to make a salad. And that's what we're going to do today. Now, my favorite thing about a cucumber is you can always find some. I was in the produce section at the store the other day, and that's all that there was is cucumbers. And I said to the man, so no, just load me up. Load me up with cucumbers. Give it all to me. Give me all the cucumber you got. Yeah. So let's talk about the different kinds of cucumbers. There's the smaller varieties, and you don't want to dismiss these. These are full of flavor, and they're very sweet. So don't pass them up. Then there's also zucchini squash. The zucchini squash is not a cucumber. Why? Because it's soft on the inside, and nobody wants a squishy cucumber. You can't do anything with that. Today we're going to be using the English hothouse cucumber. Now, the English hothouse cucumber is a little bit intimidating because of the size, and also the curvature is rather unusual. But there's nothing wrong with a curve in your cucumber. And, well, it's a little bit intimidating, I will say. All it needs is a little bit of extra prep time. Now let's get started. So this recipe is going to be really easy. All you need is 1 pound of cucumbers, 1.5 teaspoons of sugar or Splenda, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, because there's nothing yummier than a salty cucumber, and finally 2.5 tablespoons of red wine vinegar or balsamic vinegar. But don't put too much vinegar because that's a real big boner. And sometimes you just got to learn lessons the hard way. But you don't want to do that. So there you go. Those are the ingredients. Now we're going to get started. We're going to start with chopping up our cucumber. We're just going to go chop. Just wait 10 minutes and there you go. You've got a cucumber salad. Very refreshing. It's not about the size of the cucumber. It's how you use it. This has been At Home with Judith.
1, 2, 3. The frame, the oil and canvas make the gallery shine. The guards and electric sensors protect a work so fine. Examine the details contributing to the intent and design. No one denies the artist must have been out of his mind. Reaching for unreality, searching your own identity, escaping the daily grind, leaving all those feelings behind, achieving unreality, The frame, the oil and canvas make the gallery shine. The guards and electric sensors protect a work so fine. Examine the details contributing to the intent and design. No one denies the artist must have been out of his mind. Reaching for escaping the daily grind, leaving all those feelings behind. Achieving unreality. Superhighway flowing all around. TV and internet news, so many facts astound. Your mind is a dead-end street where all the stories go, unless you share that tidbit to show how much you know. The makeup and wardrobe, the best in Hollywood. The sets, the lighting and camera, set up like they should. Subconscious escape into fiction, the mind takes a trip and returns. Sight and sound, emotion, distraction, invested so the industry for unreality. Searching your own identity. Escaping the daily grind, leaving all those feelings behind. Unreality.
My name is Vilma Villela, and I'm a playwright. Today I'm going to share with you a monologue that was inspired by the pandemic and how it's changed the lives of so many people, but really posed a challenge to parents, to working parents who have to work from home, and also school or help with virtual school for their kids. So for many of them, it's just been a really hard transition, and I think this piece sheds light on what that's like for a parent. I hope you enjoy it. Tacos de asada. They are my favorite. Con cebolla y cilantro y un chilito rojo. I'd stop by and get my taco fix every time I came down to LA to visit mis papás. You see, I moved up to Palmdale after I got pregnant with my second child. It was the only place near LA where we could afford our kids a home and a backyard to play in. All we had was a high school diploma, but we had good paying jobs. My husband was a package delivery driver, and I worked the phones at a screening agency in the valley, an hour drive from Palmdale. That's with no traffic. But Monday through Friday, when I drove to work, it was bumper to bumper. I made that drive for 12 years before the pandemic hit. Then, all of a sudden, I stopped commuting, and my kids stayed home for school. You should have seen us. It was me, a first, third, and fourth grader, all on separate computers, using the same Wi-Fi. God, sometimes it took forever for a page to load. It was a nightmare setting up the computers for the kids to do their virtual school. I was working, taking calls from customers. It was like putting on makeup while you were driving. You might do an okay job, but the whole time you're multitasking, praying you don't get caught. How did they think it was going to be possible for me to work from home and help my kids while they were at school? All the time it was, oh, my computer's not working. I can't find a pencil. How do I draw a diagram? And then the dog constantly barking because she was hungry. Everyone was interrupting me, even if they weren't barging in. Only during breaks did I have time to check up on the kids. Sometimes I would catch them watching YouTube or playing video games when they were supposed to be doing their work. Hey, as long as they weren't killing each other, what could I do? I was on the clock. And it's not like my husband could help. He wasn't around. He was working overtime now that the stores were closed and everyone was shopping online. But we couldn't afford no babysitter to watch the kids while I was working. And even if we could, what if that person had the virus? Nobody knew what kind of reaction their body would have. Some people got it and never had symptoms. Other people would say, oh, it's just like the flu. But the ones that all of a sudden stopped breathing and collapsed, Dios mío, we couldn't take that risk. I had an underactive thyroid. Even worse, asthma, a death sentence for anyone with COVID. But I had symptoms, not of COVID. I never got the virus. I was just thirsty all the time. My kids would complain because I was always in the bathroom. I felt like a train hit me. I was so tired. I would nap at work in between customer calls. One time I fell asleep and accidentally left the guy on hold for 40 minutes. Pobrecito. But he should have hung up. The doctor had warned me I was pre-diabetic when I had my last physical 2 years ago. I knew I should have been working out. I was overweight. Everything I ate was either fast food or frozen dinners. I didn't have time to cook, so I bought pre-cooked meals. Easy, you just warm them right up. And they lasted longer too. But what I was eating was making my symptoms worse. What could I do? I was just trying to survive. I was the only one who could stay home with the kids when they did their school. It didn't matter that it was too much for me to handle. We weren't out on the street homeless because we got evicted for not being able to pay rent. We never had to wait in no food line. We were blessed. Me and my husband still had our jobs. I was just too tired to do what I really loved to do. I had to let go of something. And that was my Jell-O cakes, mis pasteles de gelatina. Everyone at work loved them. It was my comadres who made my business take off. I know, right? How did I manage to run a Jell-O cake business with the full-time job I had and that commute? But when the kids left me alone, I used every spare minute I had during the weekend on weekends and used it to bake. I had to. I started having my babies my senior year in high school. I never had the chance to see what it was that I really liked to do. And for me, that was baking. I was a pâtisseur, a pastry chef, like they would say it on Cake Wars. You know, that baking TV show? I loved watching those cake competitions. Let me tell you, if there was ever a competition on who could make the best cake of Selena, you know, that Tejano music singer, I would win. All the girls at work had ordered one of my Selena cakes for their moms. I could make Dodger Jello cakes, Valentine's, Mother's Day, Dia de los Muertos, Christmas, you name it. I had my biggest order this year for a quinceañera, a sweet 16 party. After that order, I was planning on putting in a request at work to switch to part-time. It was hard keeping up with the orders. I needed more time to bake. Plus, I was bringing in extra money. I mean, it wasn't the same as how much they would pay me at work, but it was close. But the pandemic changed that. Everybody stayed home. There were no parties. Nobody was gathering. So my quinceañera order got canceled. My Jello cakes was my way out of the daily grind. I just didn't know that all the tingling in my toes and my fingers was because I was losing sensation. I had diabetes for a while and didn't even know. And with my thyroid and all, my heart was overworked, pumping all that blood in my body that was sweeter than any frosting on any cake I had made. My blood sugar levels were too high, and they stayed unchecked for too long. I had a heart attack. By the time my kids found me in my room and my husband came home, I was already losing my soul. I died of a diabetic coma. That's my lifeless body being rolled out of this room. My death certificate won't say I died of COVID-19, but it sure was the death of me. My family is grieving right now, but they just need to be rest assured that I'm still here. The journey just changes. Thank you.
choking, I need your grace and the warmth of your loving embrace. Lift me up, I have fallen, take me from the path that I've chosen, and make it right. Lovingly correct my covering my sin and forgiving me. Oh yeah, I keep on falling, keep falling. You keep on calling me, calling. I keep on falling, keep falling. You keep on calling me, calling. I keep on falling, keep falling. You keep on calling me, calling.
Give it up for Perry Kurtz. Let him hear it, guys. Come on.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's hear it for everybody you've seen tonight. Let's hear it for all the comedians. And for you guys coming out to see the show where they have spent so much time transforming this patio into a comedy club. The money they've sunk into this place. I love this green room where the comics are behind the sneeze shield. I thought that was great. They've all left. And we actually have a comedian for every member of the audience tonight, so if you need to take one with you, feel free. Well, I want to ask you guys a couple questions because I try to give the audience what they're looking for. So I want to ask you questions. If your answer is yes to any of these questions, I want you to groan. All right, so what we'll do on the count of three, everybody groan as hard and as long as you can. Ready? 1, 2, 3. She sounds real relieved already. Okay. Remember, if your answer is yes, just groan. First question, how many people are seeing me tonight for the first time? Okay, how many have never seen me before? I confused this section over here, okay? We'll go slower. How many people are here tonight? Yeah. How many really don't know where you are at this point? How many really don't care? See, now I know what I'm working with. I'm trying to find that out. All right, how many people are between the ages of 1 and 18 years old? Kids out there? Okay. How many are between the ages of 21 and 40? And how many are between 40 and 60? Do you hear the difference from 40 to 60? It went from That's what happens when you get old. I'm 62 years old and I know what it's like to get old. Here's what happens when you get old, especially if you're Jewish. Every time you get up and you sit down, you go like this. When you're Jewish, it's oi. Where are the Jews at? Raise your jewelry. Let me see it. Yeah, I'm 62 years old. I'm a lot different than most of the comedians who are up here. First of all, I've been married to the same woman for 23 years in a row. Thank you. And yeah, see, this always happens. Women will applaud for that. And I can't tell if they're genuinely happy for me or just glad I'm off the street. I really don't know. But I met my wife online, and we met and we fell in love. We've been married 23 years, so I don't recommend you do any online dating unless you want to get married. But we talked for about 2 hours online, and then she called me up, and we went out, and then she takes me to the house. 6 months later, I walk in, there's 3 little kids, and I said, "Who are these kids?" She goes, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, I have children." And there was a noise like a sonic boom, which was me trying to get the hell out the door. But we wound up getting married, raised those kids, and now I have my own 8-year-old daughter. Absolutely beautiful little girl. Let me explain this to you one more time. I have an 8-year-old daughter. I'm 62 years old. Thank you very much. Yeah, and I know she's beautiful because whenever I take her out, women do the same thing. They come up and they go, "Your daughter is so pretty. Your wife must be stunning." I was there! I was there, give me some credit, okay? But she is beautiful and I love her severely. But now we separate, our mom and I are separated, so I'm out, you know, I'm looking for women, I'm dating, and you two right there. That's good, they looked at each other. Are you guys together? Am I breaking you up? I don't want to, because that'll usually happen when you're talking to couples and they always look at each other first, they're not really sure, you know, what to do. Mother and daughter. Even better. Yeah, I think they got a whole new series of movies coming out of that. Grandpa meets mom and daughter. Yeah, I'll tell you, if you girls, if I wasn't so much older and you didn't have self-respect and sight and the ability to get away, I would be all over you. Because you know the old saying, once you go black, you never go back. You've heard that saying. It's a little bit different with me. Once you go Jew, you buy something new. Now they're looking at each other going, "This is cool, I'm digging this." Well, you guys have been great. I'm glad you're here. Please stick around. I think we have another 1,242 comics coming up. This show will be over around April next year. And if you're driving home, remember that a lot of people will be driving drunk. So if you are driving, please drive as fast as you can. It's much harder for them to hit you that way. My name's Perry Kurtz. You guys have been great. Thanks for being here. Have a good night.
Memories of us long ago, basking in this afterglow. A distant bygone age, you took the center stage, and you know you got the best of me. Recall the things you said, the dazzling light shine above your head. Soon I was seeing red, and the flow just changed to nothing anymore. All the time we shared flew away like angels, drifting through the clouds into a distant pastel gray, getting soaked in the major rain, losing all I gained in innocent, quiet shame. Remember looking to the skies, asking for the wheres and whys. fluorescent pastel gray, getting soaked in the major ray, losing all I gain in innocent, quiet shame.
Awaken your body's wisdom with my new workshop for women's sensual creativity. This love workshop creates a safe space for body-loving practices, group sharing, and witnessing each other's unwinding of our collective energetic shame. We use gemstone alchemy and infused singing bowls to orchestrate your harmonic resonance, unleash your quantum healing, and liberate stuck energy and tap into the source of your greater transformational self. Only $800 a person, no advance sign up, free t-shirt if you get 2 friends to sign up. See you there. Oh, that's nice.